and welcome to More on Running. My name is Matthew Harris, and today we're going to be talking about the differences between road shoes and trail shoes. Now, I know many of you may already be thinking, duh, one is for road and the other is for trail. And honestly, you're pretty much right. But a lot of people run on both surfaces, or maybe unsure exactly when they should be switching or what they should be getting. Now, some surfaces are best for road shoes, like pavement, and some are best for trail shoes, like a hike up a mountain. But in a pinch, you can get away with using either shoe. So let's go ahead and discuss what kind of shoes may be best for you, depending on what kind of surface you are walking or running on. To start with, we'll talk about the primary differences between trail shoes and road shoes. A road shoe is what most people think of at first when you say running shoe, and shares that most in common with other types of athletic footwear. It has a decent to an absurd amount of cushioning, and an outsole with lots of ground contact because it's designed to run smoothly against hard, grippy, man-made surfaces. Meanwhile, a trail shoe will generally have less cushioning, a more aggressive outsole, and be better prepared to drain water from the interior of the shoe because you might run through lakes, streams, and big puddles. There may be other things like attachments for gaiters on the shoe and a rock plate through the midsole to prevent your foot being punctured by jagged rocks. When talking about the differences, I think a good analogy is that a road shoe is like a regular car, like a Honda Civic, up to like a race car. It can handle some bumps and dirt, but generally it's found on the streets. Meanwhile, a trail shoe looks like it was customized to go mudding by adding big knobby tires, taking the doors off, and fastening a protective plate underneath. All right. Another big difference too is that road shoes generally have more cushioning than a trail shoe does. Road shoes are made to run on hard surfaces, while trail shoes are designed to run on softer surfaces. Both styles will offer a lower and higher cushion models, but if you're primarily on hard surfaces, a road shoe would be a better choice almost every time. There is a third option, the hybrid shoe. It's a combination of road shoe and trail shoe, or more of a compromise, really. It will offer more traction than a road shoe generally does, but less than a trail shoe will. That means it'll be smoother on hard surfaces like a road shoe, but not as smooth or efficient as a road shoe. So it's smoother than a trail shoe, but more grippy than a road shoe. It's kind of like an SUV option. You can do a little bit off-road and it handles streets okay, but can it do either as well as the other two? No, it can't. But the hybrid is a great option for people who are running a little bit of each and are running for general fitness rather than anything race specific, like trying to get a new PR or something. One quick note too, if you're going to be inside most of the time, whether it's gym, work, school, or whatever, get a road shoe. It will offer better grip, support, and last longer on those surfaces. Also, no shoes provide grip on ice. You need something a little bit more like this. It goes on over the shoe and has these metal teeth that help keep you upright, whether you're walking or running on any icy surface. So the question is, what will you be running on? Let's take a look at all the different surfaces you can encounter. First up, concrete, one of the hardest surfaces to run on. This material will wear down your legs pretty quickly. Road shoes work best, mostly because they have more cushioning and a greater surface contact area, providing more grip and displacing more pressure than the lugs on a trail shoe really will. Next is brick. It's probably the most dangerous of the man-made surfaces. It's generally uneven and always hard, and depending on the brick, it can be very slippery while wet too. Road shoes are still generally best bet because brick is usually laid out flat and close together, but if it's old or not kept in good repair, you probably just want to find a different route because it will not be stable no matter what type of shoe you're running on. Next is pavement. This is the most common surface of the road runner. It's hard packed, but softer than materials like brick or concrete. It's one of the best surfaces to run on with today's footwear options. Due to the amount and type of cushioning we see today, plus the stability options that are found in road shoes, it can really prevent injuries and pain that used to be very common. Pavement allows people to move quicker and more efficiently while getting just enough to not shock the joints. It's usually super smooth when using a road shoe, but would slow down and potentially wear out a trail shoe very quickly. All right. Last for the man-made surfaces are tracks and rubber surfaces. Road shoes all day, literally. This type of surface is softer and generally smooth enough that road shoes will provide all the grip that you need and allow for faster paces, especially with a lower cushioned shoe. Meanwhile, the lugs on trail shoes could actually damage the surface of the track, or the track could pull unnecessarily at the lugs while running and wearing them out quicker. For more natural surfaces like hard-packed dirt, this is where trail shoes come into play. These are dirt roads, maintained public trails. Generally, the ground isn't very soft, even after it rains, but the loose granules of sand and dirt can make it a bit slippery. So road shoes can work, but a less aggressive trail shoe would be the best for that bit of traction and speed. Plus, the next 2 or 3 surfaces we're going to talk about can usually be found off of the hard-packed dirt, like single track. This is a trail that is used fairly often, but probably not really maintained by anyone except a small organization. Single track will weave its way through the woods, deserts, mountains, and can include streams and brooks. Because of the narrow profile and hazards of the roots, leaves, rocks, pine needles, and water, and all sorts of other stuff, a trail shoe is definitely the preferred option. Grass. Road shoes can work on grass, but really trail shoes will help you excel and help you accelerate. The lugs on the bottom of the trail shoes will be able to grip between the blades of grass, punch through any leaves or anything well enough that you shouldn't have to worry about your footwork getting sloppy. If you like doing sprints on fields and don't want to get cleats, a trail shoe could be a great option. Mud. When I say mud, I'm not talking about a couple of puddles at the corner of a paved road after it rains. I'm talking about middle of the woods or a field, inches deep, and you can't find a way around it. Here you need something with grip, drainage, and well attached to your foot, and a trail shoe is the only and best option you're going to find. Lastly, rocks. We're not talking about a bunch of little pebbles and everything on a nice little path. We're talking about boulders and mountains. Rocks that you need to take multiple steps across, or multiple rocks piled up into a pile, things you're going to scramble up and down. These surfaces require an outsole with a very grippy rubber. Most trail shoes have this sort of outsole under various different names depending on the manufacturer, but you won't find them on hybrid shoes. Now that you know the difference and what they're good for, which shoe is right for you? For some of you, it may be easy, like me. I like running on roads, so most of my collection is road shoes. I have a pair of hybrid for traveling, and I have this pair of trail shoes because I bought them a long time ago, but I don't really use them. But if you're new to running, I would suggest getting a road shoe to start. It'll last longer if harder man-made surfaces are involved in your day-to-day running and can be used on some trail surfaces pretty easily. However, if you do live in the middle of the woods and most of what you're going to be running on is trails, then get a trail shoe for that extra grip, or maybe a hybrid if it's not that slippery out there. The key will be that over the next few months, as you begin to figure out your running in general, you'll begin to figure out what style shoe is going to work best for you. And all I know is right now is that I don't know, because I don't know you. I'm not there with you, and I don't know where you're at. So the best thing for you to do is go to your local running store, talk with an associate there, and get properly fitted for what's going to work best for you personally. Well, that's it for now. For a write-up on this story and other articles that may help you out, check out moreonrunning.com. And thank you for watching. I'm Matthew Harris for More on Running.